busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Fuck you, bust on my ball.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. What's going on? OW20 is my squirt. Welcome back, guys. Let's get right into it. I don't know if you've seen this, but the ex-basketball player that is now like he's an ex-ESPN commentator, Paul Pierce, the great basketball player from the Boston Celtics. And man, so this guy, which I guess he's married and he has kids, is what my wife told me. I didn't even look that up because it's irrelevant to me. This guy goes on a live stream the other night. And he's got chicks in bikinis like in the room and stuff, and they're like playing poker and stuff and just chilling. It looks like guy shit, you know, where it's like 98% of men would probably do this, you know, what they were doing. It didn't look terrible. It looked like they're playing poker, looked like they're having drinks, looked like they're having cigars, probably a little weed in the air. I'm not sure what's going on. The guy's not playing anymore. He's working for ESPN, and he's an ex-NBA star. And women in bikinis, and he's, you know, and they're massaging their neck, like, you know, he's saying things like this right here, you know. Yeah, he's telling him I need a neck massage, right? And then you have like a little honey with a bikini come up behind him, and then she would give him a neck massage and stuff. And he's on IG right now, you know, at that time doing this live stream. And guess what? He goes to work I don't know if he reports to work like somebody that works for Home Depot, like somebody like me or somebody like that would be doing. And they basically let him go. They say he resigned, but come on, dude. He ain't resigning, okay? That's what they do. Which, again, like I've said it before, you know, how I feel is what an employee does outside of work has nothing to do with the job at all. At all. And I know they go, well, he's in the public eye. I don't care. Well, it's making the company look bad. Don't care about that. Because how many times do these players, when they're playing, do they make the company, aka NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL, and NCAA, whatever it is? How many times, golf, Tiger Woods, how many times do they make the company look great and it adds value to the company? You know, and again, they go, well, they get paid for that. Okay, they get paid for that, but also they're doing some kind of greatness that they're putting this sparkle on your product, and you don't pay them extra for that. You know, I mean, clearly, you know, and I mean, I get it. There could be an argument on that also. But my thing is when you got to take the good with the bad, all right? And that's just the way it is. And this phoniness that they have people, that they're trying to make people portray, that they have to be these phony people inside and outside of work. Some reason they have literally taken HR and put it into the real world. Like, and I get it. It's public opinion and stuff like that. But what did that guy do that they would have to fire him? I mean, really? I mean, did he do anything illegal? I don't think he did anything illegal. And dude, to think that people aren't doing this, that's another thing is they just want people to look like a robot. They want them to look fake, and they want them to come off and appear to people that they're perfect. And what a surprise when stuff hits the fan and people aren't perfect. You know, what a surprise. And then the next day after he resigns, air quotes, he releases this also. There you go. And he's got a point, man. But you know what he should do? Like most people do, they go out there and they get their own thing. They go out there and get their own podcast. They go out there and do their own thing. So they can't get fired for freaking saying certain things and talking the way they are and showing people who they are. Like, you know, people like a certain amount of scumbag in people. People like a certain amount of like rawness about them and realness. There is value in people being real and like regular, and some might call that trashy, some might call that scumbaggy. Some might just call that regular people, but everybody has it in them. Some people don't. Some people are, you know, there's some fucking real goody two-shoe, boring people out there, in my opinion. And that's fine. That's the way they want to roll, where, you know, they're like, you know, they're good little boys and good little girls. That's fine. But, and especially, come on, are we lying to ourselves that somebody like Cardi B has number one songs and Lil Nas X has number one songs and the stuff they do, Miley Cyrus, the stuff they do, their behavior. I mean, we could go endless of celebrities and entertainers and the scumbag in them. But for some reason, when it comes to sports, I don't know if it's because it's a healthy thing and they're promoting but also to think that athletes aren't like this. Like athletes aren't like this. Yeah, I remember when Charles Barkley threw somebody out of a goddamn out of a bar window somewhere in the '90s in Cleveland in the flats. I mean, he did that. I mean, they've always been doing this. You don't think Babe Ruth did some scumbag shit? You don't think Ty Cobb did some scumbag shit? I mean, give me a break. DiMaggio, all these guys. They've always done scumbag. In the eyes of goody two-shoe people, and they want you to be like this perfect person. And dude, like somebody like me, I don't like that shit. I just want people to be who they are, and then you sift it out where you go, okay, yeah, I kind of like this about him. I don't like this about him. Much rather him be a real person than be a real phony, because real phonies, I taste it instantly and I go, there's something phony about this. This is something phony. Just like Michael Rappaport the other day went on one of the morning shows, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp's show. And, at first when he goes on there, he's just clowning where he's acting sad and stuff. But then he just goes in. But then he tries to pivot over to where why Kevin Durant did this. And then he goes, well, Kevin, he made one excuse up with many other things that he said why Kevin Durant, did this type of thing, where maybe Kevin hasn't learned because he's been a star all his life and he's pampered and people get him everything and they don't realize. And then he equaled that to himself, like how on the set, of a movie, how people do that and this and that. And that's a reason why him and Kevin were kind of going at it, making nothing but excuses for it, which it's just two dudes just jawing at each other. And then Kevin Durant never knew that Michael Rappaport was going to release the DMs that both of them were going at each other with. And like I said last podcast, it was a real bitch move by Michael Rappaport. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said last podcast, that a lot of players are not going to stop fucking with him, or when he goes on these shows with other players and they're on there, that they call him out too, or they give him attitude, where it's like, look, dude, with that shit you did right there. Like this guy talks like, like I said, he's like a New York guy. That ain't New York shit right there. That ain't like that. Like I used to do a podcast called Man Shit. That ain't man shit right there, dude. That's like little bitch shit right there. And I'm like I said before, not even gender bitch, like just like little bitch movements and bitch actions is what that really is. And no disrespect to females at all. I'm just saying that's just what that is right there. And Kevin Durant got fined $50,000, I guess, and which is just a drop in his pocket. I mean, it's just a drop in his pocket. Moving forward, I'd like to talk about the great DMX. God damn, it's a damn shame, and that I don't know if you guys have heard, but DMX, they say he had a heart attack, but then when you first heard of it, it was he overdosed, and is what I originally heard, right? And it sucks, man, because DMX is only like a 50-year-old guy. He's a rap god. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time. I mean, all time, dude. And it's a damn shame, but addiction is real, and that's what it is, man. But dude, DMX, literally a rap god, man. This guy had 2 albums, and I don't know. I'm just going off the top of my head. This guy had 2 albums out the same year that both went platinum, multi-platinum. I'm pretty sure. I mean, how many rappers have done that? How many rappers have done that? I mean, where you drop 2 albums in the same year? It's ridiculous. It's I mean, and dude, DMX, like if you see him like over the years, he's like Mike Tyson. If you see him and I never knew DMX stood for Darkman X. I never even knew that. I'm on his Wikipedia now, so if I start shouting out freaking facts, it's not off the top of the head no more. But I didn't know that. DMX stood for Darkman X. I don't even know if that's true. Wikipedia is full of shit sometimes, But dude, this guy over the years, just like Mike Tyson, he kind of looks like a dumb guy, or he sounds like a dumb guy. But if you listen to his lyrics, like if anybody knows DMX, this dude ain't a dumb dude. Dumb dudes don't come up with like the lyrics that DMX had and how he puts his songs together and stuff like that. Nobody, it doesn't happen that way, but goddamn, this guy, he was so good, man. It said he started music in the industry in 1984. With a local rapper named Reddy Ron. This motherfucker went back to 84, dude. That's ridiculous. Isn't that crazy, man, to think that this guy started rapping in 84? I mean, I'm sure he was a kid. He was 14 years old at that time. But to think in 84, that's why see, I do stand-up comedy, man, and I'm in the mud like a motherfucker with stand-up. I've done, great things, and I've done a lot of mediocre to bad things. But people don't realize, like, even with comics, like some comics, like, yeah, sometimes comics get on in like 2 years. They'll start doing comedy, and then like within a year and a half, 2, 3 years, they're already like flying pretty high altitudes. But people don't realize that, like, you have to be doing like your art and your business, whether you're a welder, you're a fucking electrician. Sometimes you got to put in the work. And people like comedians, people like rappers, and people in that business, they've been working at it for a long time. And then it makes it look like it's easy. I mean, think about this guy. I mean, if this guy, releases It's Dark as Hell and It's Dark and Hell is Hot in 1998, this guy was already rapping for fucking 14 years. 14 years he was already rapping. That's why people don't even, and then by 99, that's 15 years when he goes, and then there was X. Man, this guy he's a beast, man. I hope, some of these reports are not true. I hope that he walks out of this hospital and then within, weeks or years, a year from now, we get a new DMX album, but it doesn't look good, man. It sucks, man, when it's just the way it is. And again, I guess I could have more information on honestly, dude, some of the shit I've watched some videos on it. I see his lawyer releasing stuff like that, and they're talking heart attack, but at the end of the day, it doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very good at all, but good luck, DMX, I had somebody send me some information on this Bhad Bhabie. And I always can't say her name right when I look at her name, and because she spells it like a dickhead. She spells it like BHAD, and the last name is BHABIE. Dude, this chick did it OnlyFans because she finally turned 18. And again, I might be getting some of this information wrong too, but she does an OnlyFans, and within 6 hours, she makes $1 million. $1 million. And I know people can go, well, this, look, guess what, man? People could complain that, that just shows you like how many pedophiles and whatever, because she's been, popping into public since she was on Dr. Phil. She's the Catch Me Outside girl. Like, Catch Me Outside, how about that? She was on Dr. Phil, and that's what she said. And then eventually somebody scooped her up, or maybe she did it herself, I'm not sure. And then she became like a little rapper, and this little chick is fucking successful now in that world. And in the world, she's successful. I mean, she's got money for days now. And so she turns 18, and then she goes on OnlyFans. And I guess, I don't know. I've only seen a couple of people comment on it where she's doing the same thing she did on Instagram, where she's kind of doing like underwear pictures and bra pictures and maybe bathing suit pictures. I don't really think, I don't know if she's doing anything nastier than that. $1 million in 6 hours. $1 million. How smart is this? I get it, where compared to like there's some young ladies out there, like your cousin could be on OnlyFans right now. You know that? Like you got like a cousin that's like, 17 or not 17. You got a cousin out there that's 19, 22 years old, and she's making like $30 a week on OnlyFans and shit like that, and she's, pushing out puss pics and stuff. And it's, I don't think she's doing that. She made $1 million in 6 hours. That's good for her hustle. I mean, I want my daughter to be doing this? No. But doesn't sound terrible. Doesn't sound terrible. Sounds like this girl knows how to grind. Sounds like she knows how. She's figured it out. Anyways, oh man, good for you. In more sports information, it looks like Baylor beat the shit out of Gonzaga, dude. I like I was saying this whole time. Gonzaga all the way, dude. Baylor, they I tell you what, they came out and punched Gonzaga right in the mouth. And they never looked back. They took the lead instantly almost and kept that lead. And they looked bigger, they looked stronger, they looked faster, and they looked like they wanted it more. And they did. But dude, not taken away from Gonzaga. They went undefeated up until that point. They looked pretty nasty. Suggs looks good. Timmy looks good. And the other dude looks good. But Baylor, they just were built for this, man. And, it's just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Kansas City Chiefs. From outside looking in, Kansas City Chiefs looked like they were going to run up and down Tom Brady's old white ass. But guess what? They look bigger, they look stronger, they look faster, and they look like they wanted it more. And that's just how it is with all these sports. That's how it is with boxing. That's how it is with all of it. So you can't measure it. You can't measure the heart, man. Sometimes that's like a weird thing that you can't look into it and go, oh, I see that. I seen that Sam Darnold previously of the New York Jets, just got traded to the Charlotte Hornets, or Charlotte Hornets. He got traded to the Charlotte. Why am I blanking on Charlotte Panthers or Carolina Panthers? Because it's not Charlotte, you fucking idiot. That's why. I'm thinking of a total different thing. Yeah, I guess they do play in Charlotte, but they're not the Charlotte Panthers, you dummy. He got traded to the Carolina Panthers. He, in my opinion, he got traded for hardly nothing. He got traded for like a 6th-round pick this year, and I think like a 2nd and a 4th-round pick next year. And dude, the guy's only 23 years old. Whether people think he's a bum or not, he's 23 years old. I mean, he's younger than a lot of great players that are out right now, like a Josh Allen. Like I think he's younger than Baker Mayfield. I think he's younger than Lamar Jackson, and he's going to a new team. And it might be beneficial for him. I mean, they got him pretty damn cheap. And now the Jets have the number 2 pick still, and the Jets are going to go get probably a quarterback. So most likely it's going to be that white boy from BYU, or it's going to be somebody else. But they're definitely getting them a quarterback. And it looks like Teddy Bridgewater. Guess what, bud? Start packing your bags. Start taking your pictures off your wall over there if you had them. Because Teddy Bridgewater, you're out of there. The Carolina Panthers just basically said, hey, you're not our guy no more. And good for Sam Darnold, dude. Look, these quarterbacks in NFL, it's so hard to decide if they're going to be good or not. In college, they look like they got all the bells and whistles, and then you come against the greatest athletes in the world for the NFL players, and these guys are 200, 300-pound guys that are just the fastest, strongest, and they are going to jump on you, and they expose you, and they get tape on you, and you don't look as pretty as you did when you were playing against college kids. And that's just the way it is, man. And so best of luck with him. The Jets are probably, no offense to Jets fans, but I'm a Browns fan. They didn't have their shit together for years, and I'm still skeptical of the Cleveland Browns at this point, because just because they had a decent one season and made it to the playoffs don't mean they're out of the freaking woods. And so the Jets need to get their shit together. I seen in the, not to talk too much politics, because I'm trying to get as far away from politics as possible with this podcast. I'm just disgusted with politics, and I don't like talking it anymore. I'm bored with it, and I think people that are listening are bored with it too. But I did see Coca-Cola said they were going to pull the MLB Allstar Game out of Atlanta, and they're moving it to, I think, Denver, Colorado. And they're moving it because Coca-Cola and like Delta Airlines, they did not like the new voter law that they put out in down there in Georgia. And they go that, this is it's like voter suppression type talk, and we don't like it, and we're moving it out of there. And it's like, go right ahead and move it. You guys just basically just moved a Major League Baseball team All-Star game from a town like they were going to do it in Atlanta that has like 52% African American. It was like 52% African American in Atlanta, and now they just moved it to Denver that is like 10% African American. So you just basically moved a freaking All-Star game from a predominantly black town to a predominantly like rich white person town over there. And good for you guys. But again, like everybody's throwing out there, dude, why are they pushing these damn vaccine passports? And that's basically a digital ID. That's okay, and that's not racist. But for somehow IDs when you vote is racist. Getting on an airplane for Delta Airlines, that's racist. Going to a baseball game and going to will call and popping out your ID, that's not racist. What are we doing here, man? Like, please, can we just like go with common sense with everything? Can we just do common sense? And why is common sense got to be partisan? I just, and that's the only political stuff that you're getting out of me at this point. I did see that Deshaun Watson, now the NFL player, quarterback for the Houston Texans, has 22 women that came out against this guy, and now 2 of them have popped their face out. It was like 2 women have popped out. And they turn on the tears and stuff like that. And I'm still out to lunch on it. I'm waiting. Anytime I see 22 women come out and they got a problem with like one guy that makes $40 million a year that were massage therapists, and they're all massage therapists, I think, for the most part, where they'd come over and they'd massage him and stuff. They all have a problem with him, and they're all suing him. I don't even know if they have like legally. I mean, why didn't they go to the police? I don't think none of them really went to the police. Maybe 1 or 2, but they didn't press charges. I think up to this day, there's no criminal charges against this guy. Why didn't they do that? Why are they going after the $40 million guy like this? Why? And then 2 come out and they get the tears out. First of all, not to be insensitive, because I know I have female listeners now, but not to be insensitive. But I don't think it's a stretch that that women can bring out the tears pretty easy. Okay, because I've dated women where they're bringing out the tears all the time, and I go, God damn, you cry too much. Like, why are you always crying? Because they can go to that. So just because you have women on ESPN crying, saying that he did this, he did that, and I can't even do my job no more, and now I'm going to need fucking this many millions of dollars because I can't do my job no more. I'm a real skeptical on that. And this guy could be a predator piece of shit. I don't know. And guess what? He's probably going to be on the losing end of this. So, I mean, even that doesn't even really prove that he really did this. He's just going to be on the end of this because they're out there hunting with bow and arrows. They're out there hunting like, where's the creeps at? Where's the creeps? Oh, here's the creep. He's got 22 people, just like Cosby had 30-something people that said he did something to him in the 70s. In the 70s, 30 years later, where you can't get any proof against that, but just a bunch of women on the stands crying about like he did this, he did that, he almost bought NBC, and he's practically a billionaire. I want something. He's got to go down, and this poor guy's sitting in prison. Whatever. I mean, I get it. That's not really. Even with Cosby, yeah, do I think he did some creepy shit? Probably. But this Deshaun Jackson thing right here, I don't know, man. I'm real skeptical anytime fucking, 22 women pop out of nowhere. Why'd they all pop out now? And like I've said in past podcasts, if you did something, wouldn't you see it pop for years? Wouldn't you seen it pop up like, 30 months ago, and then another one pop up like a couple months after that, another one pops up a couple months after that? Why do they all come at once? Because they hear the dinner bell. Ding, 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 ding. Come and get it. That's what's up. Guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. I do appreciate it, man. Last month was my greatest numbers ever. Podcast is doing great, and I do appreciate it. And look, if life is, getting you in the old keister there, fucking kick it off you, man. Let's get this day. Let's get these days. Let's get off the couch. Let's do what you want to do. Let's make it happen, man. Shake that fucking negativity off you and put that positivity in your head. I got to do the same thing, man, all the time. I got to shake the negativity off, and you got to stay positive. And what you want, you got to have little bites, and let's get these goals done. And don't listen to these negative-ass people in your lives if you got those. If you want to get it done, get it done. OW20 is my score. Bustin' Balls is the podcast. You see me on most social media platforms. Please share the podcast if you would. That helps put it in other people's paths. And if you could give me a review on iTunes, I would greatly appreciate it. A good review. If you're going to give a bad review, fuck you. Bustin' Balls. Guys, thanks for listening.